Yo, yo, yo. It's D.Arthur in the building. I'm talking to you guys today about how your divine self will manifest itself in this three-dimensional reality when you're on a longer day of retention. And you're on a longer streak and you're just becoming your core true essence. You're returning to who you really are. What will happen to you when you get on the longer days of retention, maybe more than 30 days, 60 days, 3 months, 4 months? Your divine self will return to the reality, meaning the person that you were, the spirit that you were when you were not in the earth, when you were in another, let's say, dimension, when you were up, when you were with the Most High, you will return to your true self when you retain. I mean this by, because you're retaining, you're literally becoming like your core sense, the core person of who you really are, your divine self. And all that divine self knows is love. That is let's say the highest mood that you can be in, the vibration of love. Now, what tends to happen in this thing called the matrix, you disassociate yourself with your core, with your true self, with all of these, let's say, distractions that tend to take you off your purpose. Anything that isn't of perfect character, isn't of love character, is what you would call the matrix. All these like interruptions of who you really are, they're the matrix. Things like scarcity, poverty, things like evilness, or just things relapsing, things that aren't really the same thing, aren't the same as who you really are. They will try to take you off your course. They will try to take you off your course. You become more of a valuable, more divine presence on this world when you retain. And the more semen you hold, the more you take care of yourself, the more value you will become to the world. And the pessimistic, the three-dimensional reality matrix beings who are at a lower vibration will try to do everything in their power to take you off course. This is facts. The best thing for you to do when these things happen is to try to disassociate with them. Like people attract each other. That means people with a low vibe attract each other. But what tends to happen when there's a problem is when the people at a high vibration are intermingling with the people with a low vibe. And this will tend to not really go anywhere, because it's harder for high vibe people to mastermind with each other if they're constantly interrupted by low dimensional things. So watch who you spend your time with. This becomes a lot more important when you're on retention. This becomes very important while you're on retention. Also, because you're at a high vibe with your seminal retention journey, the potency of, let's say, your thinking and the potency of your words have skyrocketed to like over 9,000. They have skyrocketed to the point where everything that you say and everything that you think repetitively over time is making its way into your reality, no matter what you like or not, no matter what you say about it or not. So make sure you're watching your thoughts, you're watching your energy, you have a good monitor on your mood, you're doing things that make you feel good in the present moment, and you're always just looking for ways to make you feel better, increase your vibe, and just attract more high vibe things to you, because you are going to become very, very, let's say, you're going to become a lot more valuable on retention than as opposed to when you relapse. This will become facts eventually. Your divine self, the true self, you're returning to your true self will become manifest in this reality when you're on retention. So, and like I said, the potency of your thoughts, your words, your actions, your feelings, your mood will play a key big role, will play a key factor in how and all the results you deem to manifest. If it's wealth that you're aspiring to have, you have to feel wealthy now. If it's love that you're trying to acquire in this world, you have to feel love now. You have to feel these emotions of how you would feel when your desire is already presented to you. This is what a lot of people just don't really understand. They like to have a up and down type of emotional roller coaster with themselves. They think that having low moods and soaking in their misery is good, or it makes them feel better because they get to vent to something. But little do they realize that the energy and the vibe that they're in is attracting like things to themselves. So for an example, if you're in that feeling of, hey, I'm gonna miss the bus today, you're in that sporadic emotion of, I'm going to miss the bus today and I'm not going to catch it, and then you're already worried about that happening, but then by all means you're going to miss the bus. You're going to miss the bus. Or another example is, maybe if you have the core feeling, or you always say things like, there's going to be a perfect parking space always available to me. There's always a perfect parking space always available to me. And you feel that, and you know that, and you're detached from if there isn't one or there is one, then by all means there will be a perfect parking space for you. The point I'm trying to make is, your divine self, your core self, your true self. Your true self is very, very has a very high emotion. He is they're all knowing. The Most High is all knowing. He knows everything about like this world, and he's very, very in tune with just life in general. And you will have like characteristics like this when you retain and you take care of yourself, and you're not intermingled by the low vibrational world that we live in. Everything that is happening around us with the pandemic, with poverty, with everything that just isn't of a high vibe, it will try to come into your life if you allow it, if you let it, if you entertain it. But the best thing for you to do is to realize it, but don't put your energy and efforts into it, because it will try to succumb you to a lower vibe. And the man who retains the most will have the highest vibe, will be the most valuable person in the room. So yeah, your divine self, your core presence, your soul essence will manifest itself into this reality when you retain for a longer period of time. When you retain, you will just know certain things. You will just see things open up for you. You'll see people act differently around you. They'll be more calm. They'll just know that, hey, this man is about his business. There's something different about him that isn't like anybody else, and I am very, very attracted to that. That's what other people will say, and they will try to orbit around you. Just realize that, be aware of this, and realize that people will act like this around you when you're on a higher streak. So just be aware of it. And let's say if we're talking, and let's say like you'll have like literally have powers that you didn't even realize that you had. Meaning, you might just be able to tell how someone's feeling by just looking at them. You might even have the ability to tell about how things will start to become before they even become. These are all just signals from the Most High giving you your actual your power, the power that you have once you've retained, and just literally giving you beliefs and making you just more in tune with your core self. Now, in order to be purposeful with your actions and purposeful with your, let's say, like your soul mission, if you're trying to find your purpose and your soul mission, you have to learn how to meditate and do things that make you feel good. And eventually your soul mission, your soul purpose will manifest itself into this reality. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe below, and ask any questions if you have any questions about how your soul, your divine self, will manifest itself into this reality at a later, when you've retained and you're doing all the good things that you should. Peace out.